All right, let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? You hit a big goal. You feel amazing for what? A day? A minute? And then almost instantly your brain goes, okay, what's next? More money, more projects, more followers. It feels like you're on a treadmill that just keeps getting faster. If any of that rings a bell, then you're in the right place. It's this exact feeling, isn't it? It's like no matter what you accomplish, the goalpost just keeps shifting a little further away. You know you're working hard, you can see you're making progress, but that deep feeling of, okay, I've arrived, it just feels totally out of reach. This is a super common trap, and we're going to talk about a really powerful way to get out of it. Wow, this quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Maybe 5 years ago, you dreamed of earning a certain salary. You finally get there, and for a week, you're on top of the world. But then, it just becomes the new floor. That's not just a feeling. It's a real psychological thing called hedonic adaptation. Basically, our brains are just incredibly good at getting used to good things. And poof, that amazing thing is just your new normal. And look, this isn't just some harmless quirk. This endless chase has a real cost. It's this silent burnout machine that just eats away at your energy. It literally steals the joy from the victories you should be celebrating. And maybe worst of all, it's responsible for that awful, nagging feeling that you're somehow falling behind, even when, objectively, you're doing great. If you let it go on, no amount of success will ever actually feel like success. So, what's the way out? How do we break this exhausting cycle? Well, that brings us to the solution, a really simple but powerful idea called the enough rule. So what is it? Well, it's pretty straightforward. Instead of just letting that goalpost drift away on its own, you are the one who consciously draws a line in the sand. You decide ahead of time what success looks like for now. It's all about taking back control from that automatic more part of your brain. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Wait, does this just mean being lazy? Am I supposed to give up on my ambitions? And the answer is absolutely not. This isn't about stopping your growth. It's about growing on purpose, not just by default. It's a difference between feeling genuinely satisfied with what you've done versus that constant draining feeling of not there yet. And the great thing about this is just how flexible it is. You can apply this rule to pretty much any area of your life where you feel that pressure. We're talking money, of course, your work hours, how many likes you're chasing on social media, even things like learning, how many books you have to read, or your fitness goals. Okay, so we get the what and the why. That's the theory. But how do we actually do it? Let's get into the practical side of things. There's a simple 5-step process to put the enough rule into action in your own life. Here's the roadmap. It's a simple 5-step process. First, you're going to choose just one area to focus on. Then, you'll define what enough actually looks and feels like. Third, you'll make it official with an enough statement. Fourth is the hard part, practicing stopping. And finally, you'll review and adjust. So, let's dive into each one. Okay, step 1, and this is maybe the most important part. Just pick one thing. Seriously, don't try to apply this to your entire life all at once. You'll just get overwhelmed. Pick that single area that's causing you the most stress, the one where that little voice telling you to do more is the loudest. Maybe it's income, maybe it's gym time. Just name it. All right, step 2. Now you've got to get really specific. Enough can't be some vague, fuzzy feeling. It needs to be a hard number, a clear boundary. For your workday, maybe it's, I will finish my top 3 priorities. For fitness, it's, I will go to the gym 3 times this week. The question to ask yourself is this. What's the sweet spot? What's the number that would make me feel secure and stop the constant worry, but not so little that I'd get bored? Step 3 is where you make it official. You're going to take that definition and turn it into a simple, clear sentence called an enough statement. Something just like this example. Notice how it's super specific? And see that key phrase, for now? That gives you flexibility and it reframes anything extra as a bonus, not a new, higher requirement. Actually write this down. Put it on a sticky note on your monitor. And now for step 4. And, I'm going to be real with you. This is the hardest part. This is where the magic happens, but it's tough. Everything in our culture, and probably in your brain, is screaming, keep going, do more. Your job here is to consciously, deliberately stop when you hit that finish line you set for yourself. So what's the tool here? It's a really simple but powerful little script you tell yourself. The moment you hit your enough point, you pause and you say this to yourself out loud if you have to. And this isn't just some fluffy affirmation. You are literally retraining your brain to associate finishing with a feeling of satisfaction, not with the guilt of not immediately starting the next thing. And that brings us to the final step. Step 5, the review. This rule isn't meant to be set in stone forever. Your life is going to change, your priorities will shift, so every month, or maybe every quarter, you check in. But here's the absolute key. You adjust based on actual, real-life changes, a new job, a new family member. Not because you scrolled through social media and got a case of comparisonitis. It's a conscious choice, not an emotional reaction. All right, we've gone through the whole framework. We've talked theory, we've talked practice. Now it's your turn. Let's make this real with a super simple challenge you can start, well, right now. And don't worry, this isn't some huge, complicated homework assignment. It's just 2 simple actions you can take literally in the next 24 hours to see how this feels in your own life. So here's your challenge. First, just pick that one area that's been stressing you out and actually write down your enough statement. Second, for just one day, just the next 24 hours, live by it. When you hit that mark, give yourself permission to stop. And then the most important part, just notice how it feels. Does it feel weird, liberating, a little uncomfortable? All of that is really valuable information. Because at the end of the day, that's the whole point of this. The enough rule isn't about giving up or settling. It's about building a different kind of life. A life where you can still be ambitious, you can still grow, but you can do it without that constant grinding anxiety. It's about creating a life where progress and peace can actually exist at the same time. And isn't that what we're all really after?